parties, Belle always likes to tell stories. So we got to each tell our story to all of our friends about how we met our prince. Can I tell you my story?
Yeah.
Yes? Will you help me? Now, every good story starts with once upon a time. Can we say that together on the count of 3? Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, I used to live. There was my queen. She was very, very pretty, wasn't she? And a king. And they were so excited because they were about to have a baby. Do you remember? Now, but the queen got a little bit sick. And the king sent everyone in the kingdom out to search for a magical wishing flower. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yes? And when they found the flower, they ground it up to a magic potion that made her feel better right away. Now, the magic from the flower went somewhere after she drank it. Where did that magic go?
Into your hair.
That's right. And soon the baby was born. Who was that baby?
You!
I was the baby, the new princess of the kingdom. Everybody in the kingdom was so excited that there was a new princess that was born. Everybody but one person. Do you remember who wasn't very excited?
Very Gothel. Very Gothel.
Mother Gothel, that's right. She was an evil witch, wasn't she?
She was the baby.
Yeah.
She took you.
That's right.
Do
you remember why? She used to use the flower.
She kidnapped you.
How did you know?
Because I know the story.
You know it very well. Can I tell you, the flower Mother Gothel used to use all the time to keep her young forever. So you're very right. She snuck into the palace and she kidnapped me when I was just a baby. She locked me in a tall, tall tower, and every day she would brush my hair and she would sing the magic words. Can I sing them for you?
Yeah.
You can sing them.
I know it.
Can we sing it together?
Me too.
Yeah. It goes like this. Flower, gleam and glow. Let your power shine. Make the clock reverse. Bring back what once was mine. And as Mother Gothel would brush my hair, the years melted away and she stayed young forever, didn't she? Now, as I said, I was locked up in that tower for a long, long time. So even though I dreamed of having an adventure outside the tower, I had to have a lot of adventures inside my tower, didn't I? Do you remember who my best friend was? He was a little chameleon. He was green. What was his name? Do you remember?
I do.
Pascal. Do you remember Pascal? Can you say Pascal?
Pascal.
He was my very best friend. We used to play all sorts of games together in my tower. We played hide and seek. We learned how to play guitar. We liked to cook and bake and clean. And of course I had to brush my hair. It took a very long time. But and I was just going to say my very favorite thing to do was paint. You remember, don't you? Do you remember I painted all the walls of my tower?
Yeah.
And do you know what was my very favorite thing to paint? I painted all of the beautiful lights that would appear every year on my birthday. Do you remember the lights in the sky?
They were flying lanterns.
That's right. And do you know, this year was going to be my 18th birthday. You know it so well.
I know.
It was going to be my 18th birthday. Do you remember? So I thought Mother Gothel maybe would take me to see the floating lights in person. Do you think so?
But she doesn't.
I asked her. Do you remember what I asked her? I said, Mother Gothel, please take me to see the floating lights. Can we say that together? Mother Gothel, please take me to see the floating lights.
She didn't.
You're right. She told me that I could never go outside because she said the world was filled with ruffians and thugs. So when Mother Gothel left the tower one day, a stranger climbed into my tower. Do you remember who it was?
Eugene! The prince! The prince!
I didn't know his name was Eugene yet. What did he say his name was? What was it?
The prince.
Flynn Rider.
Flynn Rider, that's right. He said his name was Flynn Rider, and he was on the run from the palace guards. What did he steal from the palace? A crown, that's right, a beautiful crown. They were looking for him to get the crown back, weren't they? When he came into my tower, what did I do?
Punch him in the face with a
I didn't punch him in the face. I hit him with a frying pan, didn't I? And I locked him in my closet. I thought he was a ruffian or a thug, didn't I? His mother should you hit your friends? I didn't know any better because Mother Gothel told me that everybody was bad. But are you guys bad?
No.
She was not telling the truth, was she?
She's a liar.
She does lie a lot. Do you know I locked Flynn up in the closet? And when Mother Gothel came home, I had a plan. Maybe if she could see that I could protect myself against the ruffians and thugs, maybe she would let me go outside and see the floating lights. So when Mother Gothel got home, I asked her again, can we say, please take me to see the floating lights? Please take me to see the floating lights. Good job. But Mother Gothel said, even before I could show her Flynn Rider, she said, you are never, ever, ever, ever going to leave your tower ever. Didn't she?
That's mean.
That was mean of
She's
her.
a meanie.
She wasn't
She's a
mean.
witch.
She was. So I came up with
She
another
was
plan.
a witch.
She was. I didn't know it at the time, though. Now, I came up with another plan. I asked Mother Gothel if she could leave the tower so she could come find some of my favorite paints in the forest. And while she was gone, I let out Flynn Rider. Do you remember I tied him up with my hair?
Yeah.
Yes, and Pascal helped keep watch, didn't he? Can you make your angry Pascal face? What did he do? You were just going to say it.
He sticked his tongue on his eye.
He did. It was very silly.
And his ear.
And his ear. Oh, my goodness. Do you know what we asked Flynn Rider? We told him we would give him back the crown that he wanted if he would take me to see the floating lights, didn't we? So he agreed. I was so excited. I was going to have a real adventure outside of my tower. Do you remember? Now, I was so excited when my feet touched the ground for the first time. I sang a song. Could I sing it for you now?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
If you know my song, will you sing it with me?
Yeah.
Yes? So can we sing it together?
Yeah.
Just smell the grass, the dirt, just like a dream, baby. Just feel that summer breeze, the way it's calling me. For like the first time ever, I'm completely free.
It was wonderful, you
Go running, racing, and dancing, and chasing, and leaping, and bounding, and flying, heart pounding, and splashing, and reeling, and finally feeling. Now's when my life begins. I was so excited. I was going to have a real adventure. I had never had a real adventure before. Did Flynn Rider? That's true, but did Flynn Rider want to have an adventure with me? No. He just wanted his crown back, didn't he? So he took me to the Snuggly Duckling Tavern. Do you remember it, Alexis? There
Yeah.
were lots of ruffians and thugs there, weren't there?
Yeah.
Yes.
And one of them were like doing this.
Was he making a mean face? Where's your ruffian thug face?
So the witch was right. They were ruffians.
That's right, but they were nice ruffians and thugs, weren't they? They all had dreams just like me. But who caught up with us? Do you remember the palace guards found us? They were still looking for Flynn Rider and for the missing crown. So we escaped out of the secret passage and out into the forest. Do you know, while Flynn Rider and I were in the forest, we became very good friends, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think I even started to have a crush on him, didn't I?
And you also were hiding around the tree.
We were. I was riding around the trees. I had so much fun. Now, do you remember when we got to the palace? Do you remember our boat ride?
Yeah.
We went on a very romantic boat ride. And
You climbed up on the boat.
I climbed up on the boat, and what did we set free? What did we have in our hands that we set up into the sky?
Lanterns.
The lanterns, that's right. Flynn told me that the lights I had seen every year from my tower window were actually lanterns that the king and queen would send up into the night sky in hopes that their missing princess would come home to them. Do you remember?
Excuse me, I've seen real flying lanterns before.
You've seen real flying lanterns before? Aren't they amazing?
No,
They're
I
beautiful.
like fireworks.
That's right, it's sort of like fireworks. Now, Flynn Rider got me a lantern of my very own that I could send up into the sky. And we started to fall in love, didn't we? Now, just then Mother Gothel came, do you remember? And she told me that Flynn Rider didn't really like me. She said that Flynn Rider just wanted to use the magic in my hair. So I was very sad, and she took me back to the tower. But I discovered that Mother Gothel wasn't really my mother, was she?
No.
Who's my real mother?
The queen.
The queen.
Because you didn't know because you didn't know because you were a baby.
I was just a baby, you're right. But I
And she
figured
cut
out-
your hair with scissors.
That's true. She tried to when she kidnapped me. Now, Flynn Rider came in the window again, didn't he? He was there to save me from Mother Gothel. But Mother Gothel hurt him, and I was so sad. I told Mother Gothel that if she let me save Flynn Rider, I promised to go with her wherever she wanted, and I would stay with her forever so she could use my magic. So she told me I could. Now, just as I went to heal Flynn Rider, what did he do to my hair?
Cut it.
He cut it, and the magic spell was broken, and Mother Gothel withered into a tiny pile of dust. We were safe from her, but Flynn Rider was still hurt, wasn't he? Yeah. So I cried and cried, and one of my teardrops fell on Flynn Rider, and the magic that was in my hair was in my teardrops too. It healed him. We were so happy. And we went back to the palace where I met my real mother and father, the king and the queen. Yeah. And do you remember we were married in a beautiful ceremony in the palace?
Yeah.
Where we lived happily ever after. Can we say that together?
Happily ever
after. Good job. Can you give yourselves a round of applause for remembering my story? You know it so well. Have you any of you seen my wedding? Did you see the video of my wedding?
No.
No.
Not me.
Not you?
I seen the deleted scenes.
What are the deleted scenes? What did you see?
All the deleted.
You did? Were they very funny?
Yeah.
Were they really silly?
Yeah.
Yes? Now, do you know, I didn't know that I was a princess, but I found out that I was a princess, didn't I, Alexis? And you look like a beautiful princess today. Now, when I moved into the palace and Flynn Rider became my prince, I had to learn to behave like a princess. Do you all know how to behave like princesses?
Yeah.
Yes? I met all my friends, Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty and Belle, and they taught me how to behave at a ball. Have you ever been to a royal ball?
No.
Can I show you what they taught me?
I went to a wedding. Cinderella went to the royal ball.
She did go to a royal ball, and we have royal balls in my castle now, too, now that I live in the castle.
And Belle, too.
And Belle comes there, too, and Ariel, and Tiana, and Merida. I can tell you have her on your bow and on your shirt, too. Now, if everybody can stand up nice and tall, I'm going to show you what I learned when I became a princess. I had to learn so many fun things to do at the royal ball.